Yeah, so we're making a home equity investment. So we're giving them a lump sum of cash now for a share of their home's future value. A typical loan will say, hey, we're going to give you this money right now. You're then going to either pay it down or pay just interest only, not locked to any future event. We're looking for and making an investment in the future value of that home.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Today's guest, Michael Gifford, is the CEO and founder of Splitero, and he's also a career real estate expert who's witnessed firsthand how the lack of resources available to homeowners can impact them, especially when they need it most. Michael, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
It's great to have you on here. And I always like to start off at the top of the show by asking guests how they got started in real estate.
Yeah, I got started early on in my career working for a family office here in San Diego. This was during the GFC. So we were buying houses at the foreclosure auction back then. You could buy as many as you had cash for. Obviously, inventory and things have changed these days, but that's how I got started. So we were buying a lot of houses, mostly fix and flip, some infill development. Bought over 1,000 houses between kind of San Diego and Seattle. That did some hard money debt for investors, learned that side of the space. And then really as the market was changing in coming out of COVID, realized how difficult it was for homeowners to access the equity in their homes and started Splitero.
Now, when we're talking about, folks having access to the equity in their home, to me, when I think of this, I'm thinking mostly of real estate investors who are aware of this, but also with people, becoming cash strapped at any point in time, they're going to be looking for, ways that they can make ends meet. Uh, when looking at home equity loans, is there one common theme that you see? Is it predominantly folks who are cash strapped? Is it folks who are investors, or is it across the board?
Yeah, I think it's across the board right now, to be honest. And really, the other side of that coin is if you've bought a house in the last really 10 years, you've amassed a ton of equity. That's a lot of people's, majority of their net worth that's difficult for them to access. When someone thinks about accessing the equity in their house, they have a few traditional options that, if you looked at it over the last few years, have gotten more and more difficult to qualify for, right? So home equity line of credit is the biggest vehicle that people will use. The qualification standards for those have gotten really tough. And so whether it's people's income or DTI calc can't keep up with it, whether it's their FICO score has slipped, there's a variety of reasons, but it's more and more difficult now to access the equity in their house unless you use a product like a home equity investment, which is what we do.
Let's talk about some of the differences between what Splitero does and what folks who have a HELOC do.
Yeah, so I think first it starts out with that qualification that we were just mentioning, right? So we can work with a homeowner with as low as a 500 FICO, and there's no income requirement. So if you go to a bank right now, you're probably going to need 720 or 750 FICO plus a great income because you have to cover a monthly payment with the debt. Splitero doesn't have a monthly payment.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
So there's no income requirement. There's no tax returns. It's really low doc is kind of the term that people use in the industry, but it's much easier to qualify for if you have equity in your house. The second
Now,
thing that
go
monthly.
ahead.
So after you get a HELOC, you take out all the money, you immediately start making a monthly payment on it. And that is a big thing across the qualification spectrum. Homeowners are struggling with cash flow. And so not having an additional monthly payment is a huge sell.
So when folks are hearing this, they're saying, well, I've got equity in my home. I can take out a loan. I don't have to pay monthly payments. How does that work? Explain that to myself and our audience.
Yeah, so we're making a home equity investment. So we're giving them a lump sum of cash now for a share of their home's future value. A typical loan will say, hey, we're going to give you this money right now. You're then going to either pay it down or pay just interest only, not locked to any future event. We're looking for and making an investment in the future value of that home. So at some point, the homeowner is either going to sell or refi, or they just will have cash around to repurchase it. And we're going to figure out what that is based on the home's future value.
Now, for investors who are listening to this and they're thinking about, okay, well, I don't have to make payments on it, and someone is going to effectively be a partner with me when I go to sell this property. Do you think that there's an avenue here for investors who are specifically looking for, like you mentioned, not having to make those monthly payments?
Yeah. Investors top of mind is usually cash flow, right? They have tenants in the property. They're getting in rents. They likely have a lower rate mortgage at this point, right? They don't want to refi that mortgage. Even if you go through kind of the DSCR process, you might have a higher monthly payment. You get some cash out, but investors typically don't want to change their cash flow. So it's a great product for investors because honestly, they have as much equity built up in these properties as anybody else does, and they need to access it too. And the big thing with this and a lot of homeowners, investor or homeowner, is they have that lower rate mortgage that stays in place. That doesn't change with this product. If you look at a DSCR, they're going to refi you out. If you look at a reverse mortgage, they're going to refi you out. So keeping that low rate mortgage in place is important for a lot of people. It's really two assets. You have the house and a low rate mortgage at this point.
Now, when we're talking about who would be a great candidate for this, it sounds like it really sounds like a no-brainer. Like, why? And I know not necessarily wanting to give people alternatives. I want to drive businesses with Splintero, but is there a reason why people would consider a HELOC when they have the ability to get a home equity loan without those monthly payments?
Yeah, I think that every situation is different. So certainly qualification comes into that. The monthly payment thing comes into that. The effective rate is going to depend on how long you hold the product for. So it could be cheaper in some circumstances to use a traditional financing vehicle if you can qualify for it. But yeah, as far as we're concerned, it is a no-brainer. It's a product that everyone needs to know about and at least put it into consideration when they're thinking about accessing the equity in their home.
Now, if people have duplexes, triplexes, quadplexes, is this something that a Splitero would look at, or is it strictly, single family, one door homes?
No, we go 1 to 4 units.
I'm thinking, going back to your background in acquisitions, this is really now a way for folks who are distressed to stay in their homes, but then also it's potentially an opportunity for, and I'm just talking out loud here, for investors who are looking at doing those acquisitions to like have another tool in their tool belt, because not only can they make offers on these properties, but they can also potentially JV with people in other ways and access the equity in there. And I'm just talking out loud here.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Yeah, we hear some incredible stories of what people do with the funds. It's pretty rare that you have the opportunity to access up to $500,000 without a monthly payment. So we hear some awesome stories. There's certainly the folks that we're helping save from foreclosure, the folks that are in some sort of distress scenario, paying off debt, credit card debt's going crazy. But then there's also I'm starting a new business, I'm buying another home, I'm flipping a property, repairing, renovating my property. There's a lot of really cool uses of funds. And really that flexibility comes from the no monthly payment, right? You can take that extra risk or do that extra thing that you might not if you have a large monthly payment with another vehicle.
For Splitero users, you mentioned a couple different like exits that folks have selling the home, right? Is there one main that you see, or is it different in every situation?
Yeah, primarily it's sale or refi, right? So somebody's going to refi and then pay us back, or they're going to sell their property. Homeowners now feel like they're fairly locked in, right? They have this low rate mortgage, prices are still high. There might not be a lot of inventory in their neighborhood. And so accessing the equity now to bridge the gap of whatever they're trying to do financially, we make it easy for them to do so. But then, they're going to sell or refi eventually, typically, depending on the market, 5 to 10 years, and life happens. And so then they'll pay us back.
I'm thinking as an investor, like this is a way where people could incorporate this into their strategy, right? So they're going to be able to access the equity in their properties without having to sell them. So then, it's cutting, and of course, nothing is going to be a perfect scenario, but it's cutting the exit strategy maybe down to some degree, because then you could roll that into another property. At the same point in time, you don't have to sell the property entirely. And you don't have to worry about that monthly payment. So it's adding almost another dimension to single family acquisitions.
It certainly is. I mean, when I was running a single family acquisition business, fixing and flipping property, it's a lot of cash that goes out the door, right? You have a lot of cash tied up in these deals until they turn. This is something that people can use to source more deals.
Now, are you active in all 50 states? Is Splitero specific to certain regions of the country?
We are not active in all 50 states. We're in 14 states right now, looking to expand next year.
Which states are you most active in? I'm in Texas. Or I'm licensed in Texas. Are you in Texas?
We are not. Texas has some finicky home equity laws, so nobody's active there. But we are active in very large transaction states, the Southwest, the Southeast, some of the Northeast, and the Northwest as well.
Arizona?
We're in Arizona. Yep, Arizona, Nevada, Colorado, Utah, Oregon, Washington, California, a lot of the Southeast and some of the Northeast.
I'm a big fan of Arizona, being, of course, close to Texas. But it's interesting that you mentioned, some finicky laws in Texas. That doesn't surprise me, because it feels like everything is a different ballgame in Texas. Sometimes for better, sometimes for worse. Do you think that, when we're talking about, the real estate space in general, I've noticed this trend, and I don't know how true this is in Arizona, but I've noticed it in Texas, that there's a lot of single family fix and flippers specifically who are now effectively competing with builders, with ground up construction, because you can get, a brand new home in many places throughout Texas, brand new for between 240 to bless you between 240 to $260,000, brand new. So when you're flipping homes, it just becomes incrementally more challenging, because your exit is competing with that. Are you seeing that as a trend throughout the country as well?
We do. We don't often deal with new homes too much, right? Our average homeowner's been in their house for like 15 years. They've refied in the last 8 to 10 years.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
So we're predominantly working with existing homeowners, whether they're an investor or owner occupied. But we are seeing that. Yeah, we're seeing the newer product come and be pretty competitive with the flips.
Now, for folks who may be thinking about, well, man, I'm about to purchase this home. I'm going to be locked into this payment for 30 years, and this is a huge commitment, so on. These are the thoughts working with first-time buyers that I hear. It's as much about what's going to happen in 5 years and 10 years versus what's happening right now. And especially as a realtor working with first-time buyers, I'm realizing it's as much about dealing with some of their long-term concerns as it is their concerns right now. Are you seeing that some of this, I would call it really real estate investing mentality and being able to access the equity in your home, are these conversations that even first-time buyers and folks who are maybe thinking about purchasing a home should be having, should be getting acquainted with, so that the whole concept of homeownership seems less daunting?
Yeah, I think so. I think home ownership over the last decade has become very daunting, right? People are wondering if they're ever going to be able to buy a home. If they do, it's a major commitment. It's a big change in their lifestyle. There's a lot to get comfortable around because of kind of the state of the economy. Everything's still expensive. There's still inflation. Maybe we're going in a recession. Maybe we're not. I think that there's a lot of factors that go into that. And they're, when you're a first-time home buyer looking at buying your first house, it's a major commitment, right? It's the biggest investment that most people are ever going to make. And so it is daunting. I think that what we're trying to do, working with the homeowners that we work with, is make it less daunting, make them know that they have some flexibility, right? You built up all this equity. It's like a savings account. Like, there's flexibility that we can help out with so that you can better your lives when cash gets tough or you want to start a new business or something like that is happening.
It's an interesting conversation to have, because when we're talking about, again, these long-term loans, right? People are thinking, ugh, I hope I'm able to keep this job. I hope I don't have to move at some point in time. Life circumstances happen, but to be able to have options, at least an option, and enables people to make a more educated decision, I think, long term. We are coming up on time here, though, Michael. Where can folks go to either reach out to you or your team, or if they're interested in learning more about Splitero?
Yeah, Splitero.com. We have a very quick and easy application. One of our homeowner advisors will reach out and discuss the product, how it works, answer any questions you have. Splitero.com.
Thank you so much, Michael, for your time today, and thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you. This has been great.
Thanks for joining us for today's show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing on your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. You can also check out the show's notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and even how to work with me directly one-on-one. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. See you on the next show.